Hey, good morning to you, Beartooth Bears. Listen, I want to talk about handshakes for just a minute. So when you come in the front door in the morning, we've talked about what your handshake should look like, right? The web of your hand, which is this little part right here, this little fleshy part by your thumb, between your thumb and finger, should meet somebody else's like this as you shake hands, like they kind of go together. And then you grab over their hand this way and shake their hand. Some of you are still trying to grab my thumb. This is like the bro handshake. We're not doing bro handshakes. Some of you are just kind of putting your hand out like this, and then you're leaving it up to me to try to grab your hand. Some of you are keeping your thumb down like this, so when I go to shake, I can't get underneath that part, and so I just grab your whole hand and shake. Thumb comes up, hand stays like that, and that way I can grab. And then you squeeze mine as well, and then we shake hands. But the part that happens during that is really the most important, or even just right before. So as we're meeting there in the morning and we're saying hello and good morning, good to see you, I'm glad you're here, whatever it is that we say, I need you to pause for just a minute and turn towards whoever's at the door, whether it's myself, Mrs. Natalie, Mrs. Miller, or not Mrs. Miller, my goodness, she's usually down in her classroom getting kids. Mrs. Mercer is what I meant to say. Mrs. Stroup, whoever is at that door, or maybe a guest principal for me, whoever's at that door, that you got to pause for just a minute and square up just like right now, like I am looking at the camera or looking at you in your classroom. If I sat here and did my videos like this the whole time, you'd probably wonder what I'm looking at. And when you walk through the door, this is how I feel. Because some of you just walk through the door and it looks like this. Good morning, Mr. Niemeyer. Or good morning. And you reach, shake hands, and you just look this way and you walk by. Or you just put your hand out and don't even say a word. Shake and walk past. It just feels like you don't even care that I'm standing there. You don't even tell me thank you for holding the door. You just go through. So I want you to pause, because for me, that moment when you pause, and some of you do wonderfully. I could name a couple of kids that do this really, really well. They stop, they look at me, they smile, their eyes come up, and they're, good morning, Mr. Niemeyer. That's all it takes. Or good morning, Mrs. Natalie, whoever you're talking to. But to just push on by and keep your face turned this way, and all I see is your shoulder, and I don't get that moment, that gift of your smile. Because when you look at me and you smile and your eyes come up and you square up to me like this and you say, good morning, Mr. Niemeyer, it's good to see you. Or good morning, Mr. Niemeyer, thank you. Because I usually say, it's good to see you, I'm glad you're here. And some kids are like, yeah, you too. Some kids I'll say, hey, how's your day, Mr. Niemeyer? Or how's your morning? It's that small moment that you pause and square up to us at the door and look at us. That's a gift, because we have a moment, just a small moment, to connect with you and see your smile. And that touches our heart. So we want the gift of you for just a moment, because when you leave, you go down to your classroom and you give it to your teacher all day long. And they get that gift of you all day. We get it for just a small moment. So please, when you go through the door, or when you're greeting somebody outside of school, whether it's at a youth group, whether it's at maybe it's your coach, maybe it's even a piano teacher, whatever it might be, where you're going somewhere and you're shaking hands, you should stop, look at that person, show them your smile, let them see you, shake their hand and say good morning or hello, or thanks for having me today, or I'm so glad to be here, whatever you need to say, whatever is right for you, but give them that small moment of you. It's a gift. And we love it. So that is your lesson. That's what I want to see you work on this next week. And I'm going to try to see if your teachers can play this today, which is Friday. So that way on Monday, you hit the ground ready to do those handshakes. And again, even if Miss Natalie's fist bumping, because she likes to fist bump oftentimes, especially when it's cold, because we get you in the door faster, even a fist bump, stop, look at that person and say, hey, good morning, how are you? And give them that smile, raise your eyebrows, and say hello. It's good to see you. All right, let's work on that this next week and continue to work on that all through the year. This isn't just a week thing, right? This is a whole life thing. You do this forever. So that's where I want you to work on. I want you to improve on this next week. And one of these days when I'm at the door, I hope I get a chance to see it and get that small moment and that gift of you. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.